Hey, hey, Taurus, Mel, Intuitive Soul Coach here. Excited to bring in your career and money reading for October 2025. All right, let's open up your energy field and take a look at what October has in store for you. Bottom of the deck, we have manifesting. This is beautiful. You have all of the tools that you need, Taurus, to increase your income. Good fortune is coming soon. And I am being shown dice. You know the fuzzy dice that people would hang from their rear view mirrors? That's the dice that I am being shown here. Maybe some of you have dice hanging in your vehicle. Perhaps you have dice as a tattoo, or someone could see dice on a logo or on social media. I feel like that is your reminder. That is your sign that some sort of good fortune is coming soon. And your first card out is the Sun. This is beautiful energy here. Bottom of the deck, you have the Knight of Wands. This is about taking the risk. It literally says take the risk here. Action is favored. You got to risk it to get the biscuit. And there's something very beautiful showing up here for you. An opportunity may come to you where you can showcase your talent. Taurus, what is it that you are manifesting at this time? You definitely have all of the tools. The Magician is very talented. He's also an excellent communicator. So you may be communicating, letting another know what it is that you need, or putting your needs out into the universe. I feel like you're focusing on what you want to see growing. You're not focusing on what you don't want. You're focusing on what you want. And something is showing up. They're actually showing me now an Etch-a-Sketch, and I'm seeing that Etch-a-Sketch turning into a home, and I'm seeing a build, like someone building here. Maybe you're building a home. This may have to do with stability, but it could also mean that you're building a business, or maybe you're building a plan. It feels like there's a lot of progress here, and it's not something that can just be erased like on an Etch-a-Sketch. It feels like this has been taking some time, some effort. And I see that the risk is going to pay off. Now, you have windfall showing up as one of your key themes. You are about to receive a windfall of money or even a pay raise. So that coincides with the dice as well, because some of you, this could be a settlement. This could be an inheritance. It could be some sort of back pay that was owed to you. Maybe some of you get paid by commission, or something could even go viral for you, because sometimes that Sun is being put in the spotlight. Maybe you have like a good or service that you offer online, and it really blows up, and you have a lot, and you even sell out. Some of you, I'm seeing sold out here. So perhaps you sell out, all of the tickets to an online course that you are promoting. It could even be that you play your hand at a scratch off or a pull tab, or some sort of gambling here. Now, I'm not promoting going gambling, but if that is something that maybe you like to do from time to time, it does feel like there could be a win here for you. So money is currently in a positive cycle, and I'm witnessing that here throughout your reading. Wow, yes, you definitely have celebratory energies coming in. So this helps you out in some way. It could even be that you fall into, right, the windfall. You fall into an opportunity where you could even be headhunted, meaning you're at the right place at the right time. You could be working at at a booth. Some of you could sell maybe some homemade jam that you've made, or some honey, and the right person comes along and they want to showcase your jam or your honey in their store. Or perhaps you have a client, and this client tells another individual, and it just feels like something blows up here in a really beautiful way for you. This is a great time to treat yourself or even make that big purchase. Now, the windfall could be you've been saving up for something. You've been saving up for that home, or you've been saving up for that trip or that vacation. So I do feel like you get to not only treat yourself here, maybe it's treating yourself to a nice dinner or, an outfit, whatever it may be that you are wanting to treat yourself to. I feel like you're doing it without feeling like you can't, right? Sometimes we feel like we have to save or we can't spend any extra money, but it feels like you're not depriving yourself of what it is that you want, what it is that you've deserved. You've worked hard for something here. And I see that also some of you could be moving into a raise. There could be a promotion here or an opportunity to bring in or generate a new income source, okay? A new income source. So you have here investment. You have investment, and how interesting. Look at this. On both of the cards, you have two briefcases, and both of those briefcases are full of money. I mean, maybe some of you actually use a briefcase, like you see in the movies, people walking around with briefcases. I mean, some of you could, but it feels like this is about growing. Your finances here are looking good. You are starting to see them grow. Perhaps something that you've invested your time in, your energy in, your money in is growing. Now, I'm also getting for some of you, because that dice is showing up, I mean, this could even be like cryptocurrency, something that is a bit risky, or maybe this is in the stock markets and something kind of skyrockets here. So please take that as it resonates. I'm not a financial professional here, but this is about you possibly investing in something that you feel called to invest in. You feel called to take that risk. So set a strong foundation. You will see the fruits of your labor paying off. Now, I'm hearing the name Dustin. Dustin could be significant. Maybe that's your name or someone that you are connected with. Dustin, I have not heard that name in quite some time. Now, you do have gossip here. Now, people could be gossiping. I'm actually getting two sides, right? There's two sides to that gossip. You have the people who gossip because they're jealous or because they may not know the whole story, or they could be projecting their own fears. And then we have gossip that can be like word of mouth. It can be good gossip here, where your goods and services are being talked about, like I've just mentioned. So it feels like there may be a little bit of both going on, because we're always going to have some haters, especially if there is something good happening. Other people, they don't always love to see good for other people, and that's unfortunate. But I feel like that's a let them thing, right? You want to let them do what they need to do. And the people that are going to support you, the people that are in your corner, those are the people that you are paying attention to. And that's what you're manifesting here. It's like you're focusing on the good. You're focusing on here, the brighter side of things, not leading into the gossip, not leading into the narrow-mindedness of others. And it says here, people are talking about you. They're talking about what you're doing, maybe what you're doing with your money, how you're spending your money, or, your skills or your talent. And there could be some form of competition, because you're good at what you do, Taurus. I feel like you are good at what you do, and you may have some sort of, I don't want to say an expectation, but let's just call it for what it is. You may have an expectation here of how you would like to see other people show up as well. But I feel like if they're not meeting a certain expectation here, it feels like you are focusing on an environment or an energy or a mindset that it feels stable. Like you're trying not to let someone's negative energy persuade you, manipulate you, or affect you. I feel like that's not where you're at all. And if anything, you're minimizing drama. You're taking responsibility for what you can control. And I feel like you're acting with integrity, as it says here, but you also are holding other people up to that same, example that you put out. So whether you call that an expectation or, wanting other people to kind of respect you, because that's the example that you are setting up, whether it's respect, whether it's, reciprocity in some way, whether it's even exchange of communication. It just feels like there's someone here who isn't as happy for you, or they feel like they lost out in some way. It feels like there's disappointment, but I don't feel like it's you. It just feels like an opposing person, or someone who didn't get the promotion, or maybe someone that you're not vibing with, and they feel that. It feels like they feel left behind in some way. Now, I feel like you are saying no to personal drama, or if there is anything going on within your own personal life. And maybe that's the other energy that I'm picking up on. Maybe someone in your personal life. Oh, Taurus, you know what this could be? For some of you, this is going to be a relationship where someone feels like you either make more money than them, or you support them financially. There could be resentments. There could be some sort of resentment showing up either in your personal life or professional life, because you're glowing up here and someone may be resenting that fact. And maybe it's subconscious. Maybe they're not even aware. And maybe it's through underhanded comments, or just an inadequacy that they're feeling amongst their own self. But it doesn't mean that they're inadequate. It's something that they're working through. So don't let that drama get in the way of your success here. All right. What do we have here? Showing up for your current financial energy, you have the Sun. This is where your finances currently stand. So this is beautiful. Periods of prosperity. This is honors. This is recognition. This is the most abundant, happy card in the tarot deck. So when the Sun shows up, this is a month of success for you. This is a month of moving into energies that really align with your happiness, your long-term goals. This is a playful energy as well, instead of things feeling so heavy or so serious. Even though I do see you tending to your responsibilities, it's like you're making things fun. And you're learning, you're growing. This is definitely a bright future here, and you're helping a lot of individuals. And I see that some of you could even work with children. Perhaps you are a mentor, a coach, or you may have children. Maybe you are a parent. And there could even be news around maybe some sort of like child support here, or a financial win that helps you out or helps out children in some way. Maybe this is like nonprofit, or there could even be, there could be a win. I'm getting a win. Like you took a risk. Maybe the child is you. You've been nurturing your own inner child, because I am getting here. Some of you, well, all of you, it feels like, have been working on your own self-discovery, your own spiritual path here, and you're getting to know yourself on a deeper, more intimate level, meaning that even if there are hard things that show up for you, instead of avoiding, instead of numbing, instead of shying away from that difficult energy, it feels like you are equipped with wisdom, like you have the necessary tools that you need to use at this time to help you create your abundance and to grow your prosperity. So I love the Sun showing up here for you. There's definite recognition coming through this month. And for those of you that may be in the public eye or social media, or perhaps you're going for that raise or promotion or even new income source here, or a new job opportunity, I mean, the Sun is very, very favorable. It's also a yes energy here. So what is the source of any sort of blockage? What is holding you back, if anything at all? We have the King of Swords. Okay, now, again, this could be an opposing energy, because I see two kings here. All right, this could be someone else, but it can also be our own mind. Now, the King of Swords rules the mind. The King of Swords rules communication. Maybe there's been miscommunication in some way, or there's been some obstacles, maybe decisions or power struggles, power plays. This has to do with the ego. And I feel like this is a direct energy, and it feels like a source of financial blockages. Maybe someone hasn't been direct and upfront with you, or maybe they have been too pushy with their own thoughts, or like this is the way something must be done. Because that King of Swords, when he shows up in your world as a block, if this is someone else, this is someone who is very much a poor communicator, someone who can be skeptic, someone who lacks empathy here, or someone who's so very stubborn or stuck in their ways of doing something that they will not listen to anyone else. And it can feel like you are hitting a brick wall. It feels like there's some sort of struggle or challenge. And if this is, something within your own self that you are working on, it feels like you're dismantling maybe parts of the ego that we're stuck in like a small limiting space where you're saying, wait a second, that's not helping me. My mind is here to help me expand, and anything in my life that was causing me to feel restricted, I am dismantling that because I'm moving into more wisdom. I'm moving into, honoring the tools that I've been learning on my path, on my journey. And I see here that this is about you using that intellectual mind of yours to help you. And if someone is stuck and it feels like it's not freeing, it's not liberating here, I just feel like you are taking charge of this situation. Yeah, you are taking charge by, kind of telling the ego to sit in the back seat here, that you have things to do, you have goals to crush, and you want to help others, support them in some way. So you don't want to feel tied down or limited. And that's where you are investing in something that, is going to pay off. And you're starting to see the evidence of that payoff. So this gossip could be coming from a King of Swords. And I mean, when people are narrow-minded, or they, are jealous or projecting or emotions, and not that you have to have all these emotions involved when you're working. If anything, it's good to be able to have control of those emotions. So for example, a doctor, right? A doctor that is doing a huge open heart surgery on a small child. Let's say that doctor had a child himself, and maybe that child had a heart condition and passed away. And then that doctor has to go to work, show up a month, two later, and has to do a procedure on a child the same age as maybe a son that he had lost. And if emotions get in the way, he would not be able to do his job. He has to think clearly. He has to be able to use his intellect here to make choices, and that's going to help him save the life of that patient. And I see here that some of you may have had some person that you've dealt with, or maybe a part of you, or maybe emotions were overwhelming, or you've dealt with someone who just didn't feel very empathetic here. And I feel like that has been a bit of a block or a struggle. Now, what is the money mindset? Beliefs and attitudes around money. Well, I'm loving this. Again, Four of Wands is beautiful energy, success, harmony, stability. This is where your mindset at, and your mind is so incredibly powerful. And I see that you are moving into a space of feeling like there are collaborative efforts. You're celebrating here. Yeah, you're definitely celebrating here. I feel like you're celebrating the small wins, but there's also a big win here with the windfall. Some of you could be, purchasing a home, or you could be selling a home. There could even be money coming in. I feel like you make more money. So for example, if you sell your home, it feels like there's a chunk of money coming in from that sale. Or if this is goods that you make out of your home, some of you could even work from home, or maybe this is a remote position that you have here. This has to do with spending maybe a little more time with those that you love. And there's a lot of success here showing up, and your mindset is right on point with where you need to be to keep on manifesting the good things, Taurus. So I love that for you. I still get that this King of Swords is someone that's talking about you. Doesn't have to be masculine or male energy here, but they are showing up as very dominant or very direct, maybe even mouthy. This individual could be mouthy or just gossipy, because this is, again, communication, and that communication could, at times pose to be a threat. But I feel like this person's bark, what do they say? The bark is louder than the bite. And it just feels like, you don't want to waste your time, your energy, your talents on another person here, or another energy that limits you. Okay. Now, what is the opportunity for income growth? Two of Wands. Wow. Beneficial guidance from others. This is about rewards, but when it comes to opportunities here, you may have two. You may have two opportunities, but what I'm seeing here for you is stepping outside of a comfort zone. There is an opportunity for you to explore, but in order to fully embody this exploration, Spirit is saying don't hesitate, right? Don't hesitate here. Don't wait too long, because it feels like the time is ripe. The time is now for the picking. It's harvest season. And the Two of Wands says that, you could be weighing up some pros and cons here, even though that's more of a Two of Coins energy. Twos nonetheless are about diversity and reflection and partnership. And it feels like this Two of Wands here is reminding you to, choose the path of not least resistance. Choose the path here that aligns with your mission, your heart, your goals, your curiosities. Choose the path that aligns with your talents and your skills. And I do see here that it feels like within the next 2 weeks even, that there is an opportunity for you to lean into this growth. And this is something that warms you up from the inside out. This is something that's not only successful, but other people want to be a part of it, because it feels like it's a movement of some sort. Yeah, it feels like this is a movement, and you see that he's holding the world. If you can see here, he's holding the world in one hand, or she, I should say. She's holding the world in one hand, and it's the right hand, which the right side of our body is masculine. So even though this is a female, like I mentioned, you can be female or male, but it feels like this is a month of action, and you are leaning into choosing here something that has the ability to grow. This could even be stepping outside of a radius. Maybe this is expanding a target market here in some way, or, global reach for some of you. So big opportunity here. Excuse me. Don't limit yourself. All right. What is the unexpected financial influence? This could be the hidden factors. We have the Five of Cups here. So this is something that also connects to maybe the gossip and the King of Swords. But remember when I said someone may be a bit resentful, or there could be a feeling here of unfulfillment. Maybe there is a part of you, maybe this is part of somebody around you that doesn't feel quite fulfilled. And that may be what is shifting here. It's either the mentality, the mindset, especially with the windfall. And I do see, oh, there it is. There's your outcome. You have the Ace of Swords here as your outcome. So this is a new understanding. After a period here of not feeling as fulfilled as you would like, this is about not throwing good money after bad. It is about releasing some resentments or regrets and moving into this turning point, because Five of Cups are, allowing yourself that space to work through some of the mental conflict, or to work through some of the struggles or challenges that you have faced, maybe even combing through some sort of debt or decisions that you have faced here. But the Five of Cups showing up is saying this past pain or this past heaviness here is receding, and hope is emerging here. I definitely see this hopeful energy of, taking a calculated risk here. Your action is favored. Don't sit on something. And that's where that Two of Wands comes in, because sometimes we ride that fence. And remember the Knight of Wands at the bottom of the deck. This knight, you know, he is very bold, right? He takes bold actions towards his curiosities. He is someone who can be a bit spontaneous. He's fun. He wants more adventure, more enthusiasm in his life. And Spirit is reminding you here that success lies within that perseverance, within that dedication. And the Five of Cups, sometimes we can focus on what we've lost, that we don't always, you know, open up to the new coming in. And that's what I see shifting here. That's where you have manifesting at the bottom of the deck. So good fortune is coming soon. You have all of the tools that you need. There is a turning point here for you, Taurus. Now, what is the action step to improve your finances? You have the King of Pentacles. Well, first of all here, you are sitting in a good position. This tells me that you are taking action. It is a masculine principle here, as the kings are masculine energies, but the King of Pentacles is big boss energy. This is someone who focuses on their success, their money, their stability. This is someone who is materially wealthy, a reliable leader, someone who has worked their way to the top. So you are either in this secure position, or this is something that you are learning. You could be being mentored at this time. There may be a very important King of Pentacles showing up in your life, someone who is very respected, a financial advisor, a property expert, a business investor. It feels like you're sitting here again in the hot seat. It feels like there is a good opportunity, and he's holding, you know, the biggest pentacle of them all. And there's success here that you have created, and it feels like you get to enjoy this success. Now, some of you, the action piece might be taking a look at some of your wealth. Maybe it has to do with legacy or financial security here, 401ks, your investment accounts, stock markets, things like that. I feel like there could be, you know, there could be some changes or some growth that you're seeing, and maybe you're doing something with it. Maybe that's part of where investments comes in. This is a time to invest. And the King of Pentacles is saying this is not only going to pay off, but it could be here for quite some time, because the King of Pentacles, you know, he is long term. He's here for a long time, not a good time, not a short time per se, but someone who works hard to get to where they want to be at in their lives. And it feels like that's what you have done. So something that you are willing to open yourself up to, something that's enjoyable, something that, you know, you are moving into dedicating yourself more towards, really has the growing power to be here for a long time. Now, we don't always know that when the Knight of Wands comes in, because the Knight of Wands, he is fun. You know, he is spontaneous. He is enthusiastic. So this could be something that you're like, wow, is there more where that came from? Like, what can I do to continue staying consistent within these efforts to create more of a solid foundation? And some of you, this is maybe part-time, moving into something full-time. This could be a goal, a hobby, or some sort of a business opportunity that you have that is moving into something that is more concrete, something where you could leave your corporate job, or something that, you know, will help you long term, well into retirement. I'm also getting like rental properties. Maybe this is Airbnb properties, or maybe you're flipping houses. It could even be that you have some sort of support here coming in. Maybe the King of Swords is what's lacking. Maybe you need someone with that, you know, mental mindset here, and there's the financial backing. So you have the intellect here and the finances, and blend those two together. A lot of beautiful things can happen. So there could be a very powerful partnership that is lining up for you. that you're manifesting. And when the two energies come together, it just feels like fireworks. Like, okay, now we got all the pieces here. This has been the missing piece that I've needed to finally move forward, to finally invest, or to finally retire, or whatever it may be for you. And I mean, it's a win because your outcome here is the Ace of Swords, Taurus. Okay, I'm not sure if this came up earlier. I am getting the name Dustin. Okay, Dustin, if that came up earlier, it's coming up again. Dustin is showing up here. That could be your name, maybe someone that you're working with. And I'm also seeing here currency exchange. Now, maybe you are working in like a different zone where maybe you're getting paid in a different currency, or you could work internationally, or there's a conversion here happening. I'm not quite sure what context that is, so take it as it resonates. I mean, maybe you're traveling internationally, and there's a currency exchange, and you are, swapping out some of your money. Maybe you're going from like US dollars to euros. There's something here with maybe an exchange rate, or looking at exchange rates. Now, Ace of Swords is inspiration. It is about maybe a new job. It can be clarity here, rising above adversity. I mean, it's the breakthrough. This is the breakthrough. There's new understandings here. There's an action plan. You're cutting through the fluff. You're cutting through the gossip. You're cutting through the drama. You're cutting through the, small mental minds here, or any limitations that you've had. This sword comes in and cuts through it and says, all right, this is the breakthrough. This is the action plan. Now we get to move forward. So I love that this is your outcome energy here. You're feeling a lot more inspired than you have. This is also about you fully owning and stepping into your own authenticity here. This is communication. So I definitely see that there is communication here, or new understandings within yourself, within a partnership, within business contracts here, or within your working environment. So that is a wonderful outcome. Now I'm going to pull some cards here to see what's showing up. We have interview. Okay, so some of you may be going in for an interview here. I'm getting like second interview. I mean, maybe you've already had the first one. There could be a second one coming in. Now, this could even be you connecting with another individual. Maybe this is a client and you're connecting to see if it's a good match. Maybe it's this business proposition here. It could be that you are dealing with legal stuff. Maybe there's, a professional that is helping you, and you're getting together with them, sitting down here, looking through paperwork, looking through documentation. We have entrepreneur. So some of you Taurians out there, you are entrepreneurs here. You have ideas. I see the lamp is lit up next to him. He has his laptop on his knees. He has his hot cup of coffee next to him, and books. So you're very wise. Some of you could be writing a book. You could be doing something, with technology here. The King of Swords can be creating maybe a business on the web or online, technology, computers. That's coming up here. You have performance evaluation. So for some of you, I feel like you're looking at, what makes you happy? Is this performance, is it the best of my ability, or does it feel like other individuals around you aren't showing up in the best of their abilities? And is that something that you've struggled with? And maybe this is what's being talked about. Maybe the performance review of others, or maybe you are under some sort of performance review here. But I see that there's going to be some sort of conflict resolution here. And it almost feels like somebody passes maybe an exam, or passes, some sort of test of some sort with flying colors. So if you have a test coming up, if you have an interview, if you are talking to a professional, if you're looking to get maybe a loan approved, I'm just getting the green light. It feels like you're moving on to the next level. Let's get one more. we have benefits here. So some of you are looking at benefits at this time. This could be paid vacation, pension plans. This can be health insurance, parental leave, also like additional skills, like what can I grow? Maybe there's a certification that needs to be re-upped every couple of years. This is about, timing. There's something about the time works out for you. Some of you are versatile. You're able to work, on your own schedule, or that could be something you are wanting to incorporate is flexibility. That is so important for many. And I see that you have the ability to achieve here. There's a lot of achievement. There's a lot of growth in your department. All right, let's take a look and get a message here from the wisdom of the oracle. What do we have here, please, for Taurus? What is the advice? Clean it up. Number 21. Now, 21 is the world energy, which the world is a graduation. It's the end of a major journey. So some of you have really struggled maybe in the past with debt, or you've struggled with that gossip, or just feeling like there wasn't a lot of consistency, and it feels like something a lot more stable is showing up. This is getting to the core of a situation. That's that Ace of Swords. Freedom from a burden, cleaning house, and sweeping away what is no longer needed. And the message is this. Simple things like opening your mail, paying your bills, sorting out your timetable, making lists, and getting organized is what this symbol means when it comes to your work. Make time for yourself too. This card is a sign that perhaps there's a lot going on. Some of you may have felt overwhelmed or even overburdened, so it's okay to say no. You'll prosper even more if you do. Now, I am going to read the reversal because it did come up in reverse. And because I see some change coming in, especially with that Knight of Wands at the bottom of the deck, feels like things are turning for the better. But some of you may have been focusing on other people too much, trying too hard to be helpful. And it says, does taking on what belongs to others make you feel needed or desired? Perhaps you think it's your calling to relieve people of their burdens, but what is the cost to you and to them? Don't clean up someone else's side of the street. You're not helping by freeing him or her of responsibility. You're also not doing yourself any favors. You just might be adding on even greater strain. You are loved just as you are. You don't need to be needed to be loved. So this tells me that, you are someone who's very caring, Taurus, very generous, but try not to overdo it at your own expense. And you may be cleaning up, getting organized, getting disciplined here. And I see that you are focusing on things that do bring you happiness. And being of service does bring you happiness here. But you could also be picking up on maybe other people's energies, other people's resentments, or, their jealousy. Don't dim your own light to fit in, or to, sometimes we don't allow our true potential to fully shine. And this can start even in younger, like if you have siblings growing up. I'm an only child, but I have heard that there's a lot of competition within sibling rivalry. One sibling is the sports, playing all the sports, and the other sibling, that child may outshine them. And then there's always that competitive energy, and sometimes that's what we learn, that we learn through that conditioning that we are taking the second seat here. And it feels like you are meant to shine. Don't let yourself, just because you've gone through a situation where maybe other people have outshone you in some way, you are very talented. You are worthy of recognition. You deserve to be in the hot seat. And that's what I see here for you. That's why the sun is showing up. So this is about you cleaning up what's on your side of the street. And it brings me back to the whole let them theory. If someone else is coming in trying to cause drama or trying to kind of shake things up for you, this is where you set a healthy boundary for yourself. Draw that line in the sand. This is my dance space. This is yours. I got to do this for me. And I feel like it's important that, you know, you honor your own self, your own path here, and take the risk, take this action. It's favored. All right. And let's take a look at a spirit animal message. So if you can, at this time, Taurus, if you can safely do so, please close your eyes. Take a nice deep breath in. Nice big inhale through your nose. Hold it for the count of 3, 2, 1, and exhale through your mouth with a nice deep sigh. And with your eyes still closed, tune into your third eye chakra, the area between your eyebrows and your forehead region. And I want you, Taurus, to imagine the first animal or animals that show up in your mind's eye. Now, this could be an animal that flies high in the sky or swims deep in the sea. Your animal could be wild or domesticated, mystical or magical. This could be a pet that's crossed over the rainbow bridge, or one that's crossed your path recently in the great outdoors. And if you need a moment, just pause the video and come back when you are ready. And for those of you that would like to be entered into the free monthly reading giveaway, where I draw one winner around the first of the month and post right back here on the channel, all you need to do is drop your power animals in the comment section below the video. All right, let's dive in here. You have the silkworm. The silkworm showing up is about imagination. It is about, you know, your passion and weaving your dreams into reality. So you have the silkworm showing up here for you. Next, you have the Triceratops. This is about setting boundaries. We just talked about this, standing proud and using your sacred voice. Now, maybe that King of Swords is you. That could be the block. Maybe the throat chakra is a bit blocked here and you have a story to tell. You have a voice here. You are meant to be heard in some way. You have gifts, and don't allow that blocked throat chakra, if that resonates with you, to hold you back. This is about using that voice. And because, you know, dinosaurs are ancient, there's something here that may even be part of your bloodline, part of your ancestral wisdom here. This could even be part of, you know, who you have brought into this lifetime, meaning maybe past life energies are showing up. Maybe some of you are past life like hypnotherapists, or maybe you've done past life regression here. Maybe you are writing a book on past life, or maybe that's a path that you want to explore or dive into. But I see here that you have ancient wisdom and roots that you are tapping into at this time. You have the dragon, which is beautiful because this also says ancient wisdom. This is protector energy. It's magic. It is giving me Game of Thrones vibes here. So maybe some of you are watching Game of Thrones, or perhaps you are writing a fantasy novel, or you are seeing the dragon. Maybe you're seeing like prehistoric animals. That could also be a sign that you are tapping into your ancestral wisdom here. So trust in the magic. There's that manifestation. There's that magician energy. Also that one coming through here for you, which is about new beginnings, leadership, and the courage here to take a bold action towards what it is that you truly want, and to focus on the outcome that you desire. And lastly, we have the carp. Wow, this is huge. Now, I love the carp showing up here because this is about advantages. It's about longevity. So again, another like creature. It feels like the animals for you are are prehistoric in some way. They've been around for quite some time. This is about keeping that keen mind of yours. Now, carp are also bottom feeders. You know, you'll find them at the bottom of the rivers, bottom of the lakes, but I feel like you're coming up here. And this is so interesting that the carp is here, because I was actually out on my paddleboard the other night and there was this huge carp that you don't typically see, you know, at the surface, but this huge carp came up underneath my paddleboard and it was pretty big, and it was right there, which fish also represent prosperity. And so I feel like you guys are coming to the surface here after feeling like you've been kind of bottom feeding for quite some time. Maybe you've been having to do the work and it feels like you're coming up and you're basking in the sun, and it's like it's feeding time for you. So I love that this is coming in. This is about you having the, you know, advantage point in a situation. Maybe advantage is in someone's work, maybe the word advantage, or you may hear this word over the next 4 to 6 months. I'm getting advantage or even like vantage point. Okay. All right. Lastly here, Taurus, what do we have for your career, your money matters for October 2025? This is a message from your soul self. R&R, rest and relax. Yes, there's going to be momentum. Yes, there is action and busy energy. But stop and check in with yourself. We don't want to rush things. We don't want to be impulsive here. Your body is speaking to you. Can you hear it? Is your body telling you that you need rest, food, water, meditation, breath work, and even massage? And this is important, especially when we are actioning up our dreams, because we can go. When we have something that is showing up, when we have a lot of momentum, a lot of movement, this is when we need to check in with ourselves. Listen to your body. What message is it sending you? Some of you, it's drinking water, right? Drink water, a whole glass, and feel your whole body freshen and rise. Your mantra for the month: I listen to my body is wise. And I want you to also pay attention to how your body feels when you start connecting to the energy of money. Remember your money mindset here. You're in that Four of Wands, you know, collaborative effort, stability. When you're focusing here on what you want to grow, not what you don't want, right? I feel like you are investing your time in things that light you up, things that, you know, are warm, things that are going to be very successful if you stay consistent in doing them, which I see you are going to. You have temperance right behind it here. So this is cooperation and peace in the workplace. This is what you are moving into. You're healing rifts. It's very important to avoid the ego or avoid drama, however that may be showing up. And you will be and are very successful. So keep that mentality. Keep on going. This is a very powerful month for you. Possibly one of the best months of 2025 for career and money matters. So thank you so much, Taurus. If you enjoyed the reading, please give it a thumbs up. Don't forget to drop your power animals in the comment section below. If you are interested in a personal reading or signing up for the monthly newsletter, you can find all of that information in the description box below the video.